vaping. I'm vaping. Vaping graduation. You guys are so cute. I'm not burning anything on this day.
Hi, John. Night 2 in Chicago.
I
Here we
know.
are.
This is where I learned about art. When I went to Northwestern, I had great fucking teachers. It was a special time in the early 80s in theater here. And my first play, I just drove past the first theater in Chicago, Victory Gardens. I think it's kind of defunct, but you can rent it. Maybe I'll do a dance party there. And then my first professional play was at the Goodman playing Huck Finn. Memories.
So before we get into the audience Q&A, I wanted to ask you something because we were talking about it last night, and I feel it's appropriate because our costume contest winner this evening was our lovely Schlottko, who's sitting over here somewhere.
So that actor Michael Aronoff,
Tony winner
now. He was always a good actor. But, he didn't even play drums. He learned drums to play the part.
Here's the
Did
question.
you?
Here's the question I have. Whose baby is that?
There's more than one baby. Be more specific.
Dramaturgically, who is it Schlottko's, like?
There's another baby
Okay.
in Tommy's house, which
Okay.
means the one Schlottko's holding.
Yeah, in the hotel when they're all passing
It's
the
some
baby.
Canadian baby that we hired. We always have to have twins at least because they can only work for so long. It's kind of like, who else does that?
The Olsen twins? That's true. Was it in Full House? They doubled, and then eventually there were just 2 kids, right? Wasn't that?
They started
right?
as
Isn't
doubles?
that right?
That was like a stand.
No, it's been it's happened
That's just
forever.
a
I'm
joke. That's an
trying to be
urban
funny.
myth.
That's the Olsen twins are an urban myth. I've seen the movie so many times. Tonight was the first time I noticed during Ingrid that Schlottko on his drum kit has a baby on board sign on it. Which I think if you've never noticed that, I think it's such a
There's
great
a lot
touch.
of stuff like that. Therese Dupre was our brilliant production designer who worked for Spike Lee, Todd Haynes, everybody, and I think this was her greatest work. And the detail, Berlin, all the things, like in the oven, there's that weird puppet that has a mohawk, is this East German living turd. It was a rough time there. Called Pity Plotch. And it was like, get me a pity plotch, she got me one. And it was like, everything was so deeply researched. Sadly, it was never distributed in Germany because the company went bankrupt. So it's only ever, people don't know the film there, of all places. Berlin, they know the play and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I stopped talking, Jeremy. I looked at you.
Sorry,
It's been a long tour. We should have questions.
We should. Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. Our good friend has a microphone. You're gonna raise your hand. He will give you the microphone.
Unless you got a loud voice,
Well, we're gonna start by using the microphone. I see people with their hands up in the back. Here's the thing. We have a limited amount of time. Please keep it to one question. We know the movie and the show means a lot to a lot of people, and it got people through things. Please, one question per person. And if it's a question that you can ask on Google and get an answer, rethink your question. Can we bring the microphone back there?
This one right here?
Or right there, that's fine too.
Anybody.
Hi, if you could have a duet, I'm over here.
I know. Can we bring up the house lights so you have a chance to for this part at some point? Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you could do a duet with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Wow. I've been able to do that a bit with some people I admire. But there's some people I just couldn't possibly, because they're just too good. Who the hell could duet with Shaka Khan? You have to. I would have done it with Tina Turner. Because, you know, right? I mean, Tina would be right there. And she's like, I'm not a soul singer, I'm a rock and roll singer. You know, and it was like, and Shaka, of course. I saw the Queen's tour, you know, when it was Shaka, Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills. Last night? Gladys Knight, I think so. And last night. And Gladys Knight was all up first, and she's like, midnight train to good night, everybody. She was great. She just wanted to go home and lie down. Stephanie Mills blew everybody. I hope this answers your question. Stephanie Mills blew everyone away. She's like the baby at 68. She was the original girl, Dorothy in the Wiz. Till Diana Ross, at 40 years old, playing a teenager, took her role. Never happened to me. And then Patti could not sing that well. I'm sad to say. She was still Patti, God bless her. But Shaka still got the voice, but whether she wants to be there is in doubt. Patti, there's no question. Gladys makes it clear. Good night, everybody. Sorry, what was the next question?
Next question's in the back here.
I haven't answered yours, and I won't.
Hi, my name is Kathy, and I have a question about choices you might have made different for the movie because film is such a different medium than a live show, and anything you could tell us about that.
I wouldn't. So there you go. There's scenes that I missed that couldn't really fit in the narrative that are on the deleted scene, but there's something interesting about a hypertext too that have to do with Yitzhak. That was the one stuff I wish I'd been able to get in there, but it was hard. It originally happened when she took down the rent pick phone number. We did a flashback to Zagreb when she meets Hedwig, but it was hard to get to Tommy after that. You know, it was just weird in the editing. But I loved the way it turned out. Next one,
Just filling the space.
Hi, I was wondering, when you were playing Hedwig, what was your biggest motivation to construct the character?
Oh, well, I wrote it before I played it, you know, so I was constructing it that way. And, you know, this is Googleable. Would you like to reframe that question? Right. How would you develop Hedwig in bed? You know, just add something in outer space. I was thinking about it early on. The origin of love from Plato was always the center of it. Tommy was the main character, and Hedwig was based on a babysitter I had as a kid, a German army wife. So she was the smaller character, and Tommy was the one who had different halves. Then we were hanging out in this club called Squeezebox, which was this punk rock drag bar. The party that was just heavenly, you know, 94. Trask, the composer, by then we had started to work a little bit, and he was the house band leader. My boyfriend was in the band, he's the bass player. And various drag queens would sing punk rock covers, and bands would come up, and it was just queer punk heaven. And I was watching these drag queens and, you know, future stars like Anoni and Laverne Cox, you know. And then I did my first, he said, you should practice with doing the rock and roll. So it's a drag club, you have to do Hedwig, you can't do Tommy. So that was how Tommy became less important. And then Hedwig's gender change happened in this environment too, watching the gender flow. And my dad had lived in Berlin, was the commander, so all these things, that's all Googleable. Next question. Next question.
First of all, thank you so much for this beautiful piece of art. I know we all really appreciate it. I just have to say that first. But I guess my question has always been, Tommy knows this, if you were to do a spin-off after the movie, where would his story arch go?
His? Who cares? No, I mean, I mean, he's the classic thing. If we, you know, we fall in love for strange reasons, and I think Hedwig was attracted to the boy that she lost in herself. You know, she was kind of a boy interrupted, right, when she was trying to escape, and this gender reassignment was not really wanted, but it seemed to be on the way to some kind of freedom. Weirdly, you know, in the last few years, in Iran, it's okay religiously to be binary trans. You know, I'm born a man and I am a woman. That worked for the Ayatollahs, but gay men didn't, or gay women, and could be executed. So they would kind of force operations on like a femme gay guy or a butch woman who was out to fit with the binary. You know, and to me, the binary is a danger. It's artificial. I don't think it's real. I mean, you can say race isn't real either, but if you believe in it, it becomes real. But in my case, it's like non-binary, the term I find to be temporary. Who wants to be known as what they're not? It's like calling somebody, you're a beautiful non-black woman. You're a gorgeous non-white lady. It's like, who the hell wants to be a non? But language is imperfect, right? We're trying to find ways. Androgynous was a Greek term, which I like better, because I think we have energies all of us have energies that might be considered masculine or feminine within us, and we can express them or not. And some people have less and more, and you know, so to me, Hedwig and Hansel was actually on that journey of just a kind of natural androgyny. And then the patriarchy in effect said, well, you can't get married because you're not a woman, and a woman is defined as a man without a penis. Right, again, it's sort of a non-definition. And so there's a strange, like, you know, top-down trauma that happens to Hansel. And then Hedwig, through the scars and the journey, finds that they become something better than they were in opposition to that. Next question.
Hi, what was the costuming experience like with Ariane Phillips?
It was great. There's no more house lights, huh?
We're outside. I don't know if you saw the clouds.
Yeah.
They brought these lights in just for the screen.
Ariane Phillips, amazing. You know, there were a few people, but there was no question. I think she had just done The Crow or Tank Girl. And, you know, her sense of, she was punk rock, but she was glam. She was like theater, and she was glam, and she kind of came in a Rocky Horror way, and Santas. And I was like, we're the same age. It was like we got each other. You know, we got the references of Bowie and Iggy and Lou, who are the godfathers, obviously, of the film, musically and in that way. And I was very happy that both Bowie and Lou loved Hedwig. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Imagine I don't know if Iggy ever saw, he must have seen the movie, but he didn't come to the play, I don't think. I would have known if Iggy came. But everybody else came. That was fun, seeing our heroes showing up, you know. Oh my God, there's Debbie Harry, here's, you know, Patti Smith. I'm giving a lap dance to Joey Ramone, which is hard to do. You know, I had to step up on the tobacco, you know, to get over, he's very tall. So with Ari, it was more a sense of, I wanted her to look fucking great and deeply affordable. And she's like, done. And she borrowed a lot of her stuff from her own stylings because she was a rock and roll stylist too. And she's like the scene when Tommy's like, love the front of me. That pink skirt is Britney Spears. Which I love because she's sort of like a patchwork person, right? She's like whatever is cast aside. Should put it on. And the red heart shirt from Origin of Love, that's Cameron Diaz's shirt from Charlie's Angels. Thank you. And you know, we have some special guests tonight. I'm not going to make you get up unless you want to, but there was a special time in Chicago. There's many special times in Chicago, and Chicago's introduction to Hedwig was Nick Garrison, who did a production. I don't know if did you see that production? It was pretty incredible. I saw a tape only because he did it in Seattle for years, and he's passed, sadly. But he was spectacular in his improv. And what was the name of the theater? Baileywood? Oriental? The Broadway. And we had the worst producer. She went to jail over Hedwig because she didn't pay anybody. I heard about that. And her name is Suzanne Brinkley. I don't mind naming names. You know, Madonna was never cool. I will tell you stories. I always tell the stories because if you don't, then it happens again. Kate Winslet, not so cool. Ooh, it's all coming out.
I don't care. Chicago Night 2 is getting the 10.
What was the question?
Well, you were.
So the affordable thing, basically, she went everywhere that was cheap and put things together in a way that was unusual. And she did it brilliantly. So I didn't even have to worry. She just put it on me. And Mike Potter, who had done my wigs and makeup in clubs and had never done a film before this, there's no visual fixes in this. That's his first film. They worked together like they were just hand in glove, and we're still all good friends, and we're all doing a giant screening at the Beacon Theater together in New York, November 16th.
Also, people might not know this, but Mike is in the movie. Does anyone know what character Mike?
Yes, but who is,
Wow,
here's
we're
the
jumping
setup.
ahead.
Here's the setup. The meatpacking district, when Hedwig's down on her luck and Tommy comes by, there's another hooker across the way. In front of the sign that says, "Do not put garbage against this wall." And that is Mike Potter, wig and makeup designer. Because he was like, I need to be in this shit, and I need a drag name, because I'm more of a drag queen on down in her luck. And it was Renata Options. The art of the good drag name that only needs to last for a moment, such as Hell of a Bottom Carter.
We have about 5 minutes left in the Q&A.
I've got a few more names to fill up those 5 minutes. Lowest common denominator. That was a real lady. Sarah Problem.
Sarah Problem. Now you're just making things up.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Is it John hyphen
Dawn.
Dawn
One word.
3 W's?
One word lowercase. Any more? Anybody got it?
Anita P.
Anita P.
And acid.
Oh, that's good.
Old one. Ida slapped her is a really old one.
Lisa Newport.
Oh, I got it. Took a second.
That's like a straight drag name. That's more of a pun.
Any?
What was the question? Wait,
I don't know.
I want to introduce these guys.
Yeah, do it.
So, got confused there, sorry. When there's a joke, I leap on it. So after Nick Garrison, the film came out, and a beautiful woman named Jenny, who's right in the front row here, dressed as Hedwig, started the shadow cast of Midnight Radio. In what year? 2003, a couple of years after the film. And what cinema?
It was here.
It was right here, guys. For how long? it branched. It sort of long.
It wasn't just me. It was
No, well, that's so did Hedwig in a way.
It branched.
Branched off. And the other thing, Jenny won the costume contest last night.
Yeah.
But there's also a special thing. Did you bring it again tonight?
Yeah.
Maybe we should put it out in the lobby for people as we leave in a safe place. People can walk by. They found Tommy's guitar, which had disappeared. Jenny, tell them what happened. It's quite a detective story.
It's also on John's Instagram. There's photos, but it's also here in person again.
Well, the guitar was provided by Gibson.
They lent it to us.
They lent it, but it was from, my understanding, it was from the artist relations. At the time, the guy who, if you were on Saturday Night Live and you needed a guitar, you talked to this guy. He was the guy. But he had a really famous, world famous guitar collection. And so it came from his collection, the guitar. And so after the movie, it went back to his collection.
And
It
it's like a
wasn't-
30s guitar, right? It's old.
Yeah, it was 58, 59.
It's 58.
So, like, it was like a Gibson Les Paul, like Jimmy Page's guitar. So, he kept it in his collection after the movie, and he was the sole owner. He was one owner of the guitar. And then eventually, in 2006 or 2007, I don't remember the year offhand, his wife had him sell off some of his guitar collection. It was this,
Out of here.
it was this huge, famous guitar collection. It was written up in guitar magazines all the time. And she was an eBay seller, and she sold it on eBay without publicizing the auction.
And who
And
found it?
I, big headhead, was following every Hedwig item ever listed on eBay. So I took out credit cards and I got the guitar.
I just want to say, because of Kenny, like a really important piece of film history is still like preserved and taken care of, and John saw it again for the first time last night.
What's amazing too is she's actually professionally an art archivist. So she's really taken care of it, and she's certified. It's perfectly in perfect shape. So it was like,
It looks like it came right off the screen.
it's like my face. A lot of virgins.
I think we have time for one more question, and then we got some music to play.
I'm not. Go ahead, babe.
Hi. So I guess my question is like, the film is so rooted in like music from the 70s and 80s. I'm wondering what music Hedwig would be rocking with today. What contemporary artists would she be enjoying?
Well, there's a nice punk resurgence happening right now. Fascism, could that be the reason? I welcome it. Can't fight fascism with identity politics anymore. You know what I mean? I can't. That was when we had a lot of time. And now we got to see what we have in common, not what we have apart. Right? That's how you fucking beat these motherfuckers. Right? It's about what do we have in common, not our historical history of oppression. That is all real. And it all comes from good intentions, but now what do we do with our knowledge? You know, what do we do? And it's now time not to be worrying about, in my view, trigger warnings and consent waivers. The punks had the same goals of harmony, of justice, of anti-capitalism, the anti-fascism. But as we know, the tactics were very different from the last 10 years. There were no trigger warnings. It was just fucking, all imagery and words were valid in this fucking fight. And using an ugly word doesn't make you an ugly person. It illustrates the ugliness you're fighting. You have to know what you're fighting. Or you stick your nose in the social media and never notice, and the algorithm stays on cats. No, I love cats. I love seeing them humiliated. The narrator of my new play is a cat. And at first I was thinking, could I cast a real cat? Is there a way? And then I was thinking of robot cat and then AI, and I'm like, I don't want to do an AI play.
Were you on anything when you had these?
Well, am I on anything now is the question.
You are. We saw you.
I have never taken an edible at the music box on a Wednesday.
So ultimately, the answer to the question is Hedwig listens to Wet Leg, right?
Yes. And there's a lot of great stuff in England right now, as always is in Scotland. There's a great Scottish singer I sang with named Jacob Alon, A-L-O-N, brilliant, won Best Newcomer Brit Award. There is, if you like Lena Hall from Hedwig, she's touring and recording her all radio band, all-female Radiohead band called Labia Head. And there's also, I would say, I mean, I'm a big soul and funk fan, and you know, I heard that George Clinton got a new mothership. Is that possible? Because the mothership connection meant a lot to me when I was a young man. And, you know, who got the funk? Give up the funk, and Flashlight, and Bop Gun. I'm sorry, the edibles really kicked in.
Oh,
it's time to sing. I'll see you in a minute.
Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the Q&A. We're gonna do something quick while we're transitioning over to our music set. So some of you saw this already, and quite a few of you have purchased it. We have these very limited edition posters. They are by an artist named Kai Ahrens. This is a photo that Mick Rock took. Do people know who Mick Rock is? For those of you who don't know, the shorthand is Mick Rock, he shot the 70s. He shot the Sheer Heart Attack album, he shot Bowie. All the Rocky Horror Picture Show behind the scenes photos you've ever seen, that was Mick Rock. This was an unreleased photo that was taken when they were doing the shoot for what eventually became the poster. Up until now, this is a photo that has not been publicly released. We have partnered with the estate and Kai Ahrens to do these special posters. Now, what's particularly special about this one is it is one of the few posters that John has signed. So, here's what I would love to do. This is poster number 69 of 250. I would love to auction this off and raise some money for the Brave Space Alliance. They are a lovely Black and trans-led LGBTQ support organization on the South Side. So here's the deal. You're gonna get the poster. If you do not have the meet and greet, it will also get you into the meet and greet, and if you're with other folks, it'll get your whole group into the meet and greet. Like I said, there are only a handful of these that John has signed, and this one he has signed with a giant broken penis. This went really well last night. I am hoping we can match it. I would love to start this at $200. I've got 200, do I have 300? I've got 300, do I have 400? I've got 400, do I have 500? I've got 500, do I have 600?
6.
I've got 6 in the front, do I have 7? I've got 7, do I have 8? It's number 69. Ooh, I've got 8, do I have 9? I've got 1,000. Do I have 1,100? Do I have 11? How much? 1,500. Wow. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna ask. The leading bid is 1,500. My underbidder, you're over here. Who bid 11? Over here? You bid 1,000. Would you be willing to match for 15 if I can get another one? Yeah. Great. 3,000 right there. Here's what I will offer. Here's what I will anybody else willing?
That's illegal.
Is there anybody else willing to match $1,500 this evening?
Yes.
Wow! Fantastic! $4,500 raised right there, that quick. So, thank you to my generous auction winners. So at the very, very end of the show, I'm gonna have you come to the front of the stage and we'll take care of you. Thank you so much for your generosity. Just that easy, $4,500 raised for a great organization. And if you haven't already picked up one of these, we have a limited amount at the merch table. Please do so. That being said, I'm gonna bring Tom Cameron Mitchell back on stage. Let's rock and roll, shall we?
The finest producer in town, and that auctioneering seems illegal to me. But everybody's getting what they want. It's going to charity. This is Justin Craig, by the way. Justin was music director for Hedwig on Broadway, as well as orchestrator and music director for Stereophonic. Grammy, Tony, and Olivier nominated. And I don't even know what the fuck he's doing here. So damn fancy. Because he loves me. We always do a lot of fun concerts. We're doing a Bowie one. It's lately been called Queen Bitch. And I'm going to do it in Australia and call it I'm Afraid of the Americans. And they are. Aren't we all? Why don't we start out with something we already know? This is the second song Stephen wrote. And he wrote it in Grinnell, Iowa. You know the sun is in your eyes, and hurricanes raise black and cloudy skies. You're running up and down that hill. You turn it on and off at will. There's nothing here to thrill or bring you down. And if you've got no other choice, you know you can't follow my voice through the dark turns and noise of this wicked little town. Oh, Lady Luck has led you here, and they're so twisted up, they'll twist you up, I fear. Oh, the pious, hateful and devout, you're turning tricks till you're turned out. The wind's so cold it burns, you're burning out, blowing around. And if you've got no other choice, you know you can't follow my voice through the dark turns and noise of this wicked little town. The fates are vicious and they're cruel. You You learn too late, you've used 2 wishes like a fool. And you're someone you are not. And Junction City ain't the spot. Remember Mrs. Lot, and when she turned around. And if you've got no other choice, you know you can follow my voice through the dark turns and noise of this wicked little town. Imagine those people who have to keep doing karma, 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 they come and go. I get to sing these great songs by Stephen, and it got me writing songs, and actually, you know, for some of you might not know, my favorite thing I made, other than Hedwig, was probably my podcast musical anthem, Homunculus. It's a different kind of a thing. It's available on the podcast Anthem Homunculus. I play a guy who's got crowdfunding his brain tumor care. He's on he found an app, so he's on a telethon trying to get money for get his tumor out, and then the tumor becomes sentient. And is played by Laurie Anderson. Glenn Close plays my mom, who sings a heavy metal song while nailing herself to a cross. The metaphor is real. And Patti LuPone is a nun who's a heroin addict. Oh, and Cynthia Erivo and I have a baby. Speaking of David Bowie, aren't we always doing that? He did see Hedwig, which blew my mind. I met him briefly and he said, "John, you got it right." What if he did one of those, "I'll never forget that, John"? I was lucky, and he put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the production in LA and lost all of it. And I just loved him for that. You know, when you're rich, you can do that shit. Right? I'm sorry, I'm vamping till ready. There's a song he wrote when he was a kid. He was so young. I love how he's scoring me now. Justin Craig, ladies and gentlemen. Olivier Loser. But he wrote this song when he was just a little pre-hippie, kind of a little brat. And if I can find it, it's called Conversation Piece. Does anyone know it here? Oh, come on. No? Okay, then this will be a treat. I can't find it, guys. Fuck me up the ass. Fuck me. What? How dare you? Objectify me. All right, I'll try to remember it. And I went to scat. I took this walk to ease my mind, to find out what was gnawing at me. You wouldn't think to look at me, that I've spent a lot of time in education. It all seems so long ago, but I'm a thinker, not a talker. I'm no one to talk to anyway. I can't see the rain, the tears in my eyes. Oh, 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 oh. I live above the grocer's store. It's owned by an Austrian. He often calls me down to eat. And he jokes about his broken English. He tries to be a friend to me, but for all my years of reading conversation, I stand without a word to say. I can't see the bridge for the rain in my eyes. Oh, 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 oh. And the world is full of life. It's full of folk who don't know me, and they walk in twos or threes or more. And the light that lights above the grocer's door investigates my face so rudely, and my essays lying scattered on the floor fulfill their needs just by being there. I can't breathe, I can't stand, I'm caught close inside my mouth. I'm invisible and dumb, and no one will recall me. And I can't see the water for the tears in my eyes. In my eyes. In my eyes.
I remember when my second song. I made up a few things, but isn't that sweet from David Bowie? Very unguarded, right? You don't think of him as unguarded. You think of him as a god laughing at you. He was God. Iggy Pop was the devil. Or just a factory worker. He was one of us, by way of a shaman. And then Lou Reed was what? He didn't give a fuck what you thought he was. He's the guy at the prom who's like, you know, smoking. His prom sucks. But he's still there. Right? I was at a Hollywood party once. It was one of those ones where everybody's a celebrity, so nobody really had a lot of rank. And they reverted to what they were in high school. So like Sarah Jessica Parker is putting up the decorations as the student council president, right? She's like making sure everyone's okay. Mariah Carey doesn't know where she is. Ellen DeGeneres is shit-faced. Jermaine Clements is like, Americans are so strange. I talked to him for a long time. And he was smoking out the back and saying, this party sucks. Sean Penn. Like Russell Crowe. This whole fucking system sucks. Hollywood and this party sucks. What the fuck are you doing here, Russell? Straight guys. I don't mean you guys. All right. We've never done this acoustic. Let them know. On nights like this, when the motherfucking world is on, the lights down cross. The upper Midwest. You know, I get down. Feel had. Feel then it's time to punch the president. I pull the trigger. I'm putting a wig back on my hair. Suddenly I miss out the Hinsdale midnight check until I wake up. And I've been there. I take back to myself. Bob and Patty Olison lived there. They were my parents' friends. They were very nice. I look back where I'm from. Look at the woman I look on. And the strangest thing seems suddenly rotate. I look up while I was oh, I get the right way still in the box. Oh, towering velvety. Hey, I put on some makeup. Turn on the lover makeup. I put on the wig back on my head. Suddenly I miss behind 1963, the year of my birth, until I wake up and I turn back to myself. Hard to do. Some girls, they got a natural ease like Jimmy over here. They know the way they please with that French lip curls, perfume magazines. Oh, wear it up now, let it down. This is the best way that I found to be the best you have ever seen. Hey, I put on some makeup, turn on the heat, I'm pulling the weight down for the shelf, pop, pop, pop. Suddenly I miss Sarah Fawcett from TV until I wake up and I turn back to myself. Dolly Hamilton, sauce and girls, chicken wings and all because of you. If you flow, drive ever back, only hoping to flip, roll, rinse, pop it all because of you. It's all because of you, all because of you. suitable to a hootenanny. Everybody, here we go. As loud as you possibly can. Another song that has never been done on acoustic by anyone, including us, by David Bowie. Bowie or Bowie, as my Scottish relatives called him. David Bowie. David Bowie, once he met Iman, he wasn't as good. But he was happy. Which was more important. We were less happy. But then he had these moments of, really it's because he's David Bowie. And this was the one that got me the most. It really, now I can't fucking find it. This is not happening. This is so punk rock here, isn't it? AI, sing the song for me. No, it's coming here. I was talking about last time I was here to the audience last night. Yes, I'm covering for finding this. But it was the night of the day that both R. Kelly and Jussie Smollett had been arrested in Chicago. I was at the Athenaeum. And I was like, what the fuck was happening in Chicago? And I remember it was like, Jussie, girlfriend. Just because you're an actor, don't make you a director. Child actors. All right, let's see how this works out. Songs in America, low tech at the wheel. No one meets anyone they don't even just pretend. Johnny's in America. Well, I'm afraid of America. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of America. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. Johnny's in America. Johnny wants a brain. Johnny wants to suck on a cold. Johnny wants a woman. Johnny wants to think of a joke. Oh, Johnny's in America. Yes, Johnny's in America. afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of Americans. I'm afraid of the motherfucking world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of Americans. Johnny's in America. Johnny looks up at the stars. Johnny combs his hair. Johnny wants pussy in cars. Johnny's on America. Oh yeah. Johnny's in America. Well, I'm afraid of America. I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid I can't help it. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid of America. Oh, I'm afraid of the world. Oh, I'm afraid I can't help it. Oh, I'm afraid I can't. Oh, I'm afraid of America.
We love you guys. Spread the love, spread the punk,
Spread the humor. Don't be too reverent, because we're in a time we have need direct action. Going to Minneapolis, going to these Detroit, upper Midwest is where it's fucking happening. Where people know what's right. They're not about showing off about it. It's about doing what is motherfucking right.
Chicago, thank you so much. Before people run off. Before people run off, just some housekeeping, please, before people leave. So first of all, thank you all so much for a wonderful evening. Thank you to everyone here at the Music Box. If you have our meet and greet, you have a yellow wristband, we ask you to stay in your seat. If you have the meet and greet and you don't have your wristband, you're gonna go to the box office, they will check you in. I would also love if my auction winners can find their way down to the stage at this time. That being said, thank you for coming out. Please stop by the merch table and grab something. Every penny you spend goes to the artists you saw working hard this evening. Please get home safe. My name is Jeremy Wayne. Have a great night.